It is the Sports Fix here on Flow FM, and I reckon some nervous times for our next guest on Saturday as his boys were playing for a finals berth. The skipper of the Townies team there at the Narracourt Cricket Club playing in Millicent and Districts Cricket at the moment, of course. It's Matt Smith back with us. G'day, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, mate.
Good. Well, you got over the line in the end, but only just 7 for 173 batting first. You would have felt pretty good about that against the other Narracourt team there in Warriors, but they certainly stuck it out, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We put a good total together, and we were pretty happy with that total on the day, that winning total most weeks. And but yeah, when they got their chance to bat, they just kept building partnerships. There's no real stand yet, so just all of them making 20 odd as they did previous week, and gave us a run for our money. But managed to keep our nerves still at the end and get the win.
Yep, 7 for 173. I see M. Smith, 87, and just a good sign to be coming forward with a bit of form, mate, as you're heading towards the finals.
Yeah, it's only taken me 13 rounds of the season to find form, but we found it at the right end, so hopefully I can carry that on into next week, especially with Smarty away, and takes a bit of depth there with our batting, so a few other guys got to step up. Rowan Ham stepped up the last couple of weeks too with a couple of 30s, and hopefully we can put a good effort together next week.
For the Warriors crew, 5 for 164. You just restricted them when you needed to. Fitzgerald 33 not out, but to get within 9 runs in a chase where you're playing for your season, that's a good chase.
Yeah, it was. Things got a bit too tight for our liking towards there. Lauren Ball, he's been making a lot of runs for them, was ticking along nicely. After we dropped him first ball, he sort of got him back in the game, and then scared his wicket. And Fitzgerald and young Harry Schroeder sort of just pushed the issue a bit and got a bit too close. But it was always probably a little bit out of reach for him.
Season that promised a bit for Lucendale comes to an end prematurely. Absolutely the best team outside the finals race, Lucendale, and probably a touch unlucky not to be there. But there's 4 teams above them who earned the right, and 2 of them actually played each other and played off in a pretty important game for hosting rights in the first week of the final. I guess you could say Mount Burr and Millicent. Interesting game, this one.
Yeah, real interesting. Millicent got the points, and home final can go a long way at this end of the year. I know it's something we'll strive for after Christmas, but we fell in a bit of a hole, and they're 2 different variables that you could be playing on there. Mount Burr's very slow, and you got to be running a lot of 2s and 3s, and I think Millicent playing on Norm Facey, which is lightning quick if you're along the deck. So big advantage to Millicent next week, getting that home final and the win on the weekend. So you'd probably expect them to get the job done again.
Mount Burr, 9 for 131. Millicent, 4 for 140, getting the job done there. And they sneak above them, I think, by like 0.4 of a point on the ladder in the end. So good chase, and probably lucky they went past them by 9 runs with things being that tight. Yeah,
probably lucky they didn't lose one more wicket.
Yeah.
So, it's funny how it works, but well done to them, and they'll enjoy a home final.
Other matches last weekend, and it was Rendlesham sending Millicent footballers into mothballs in a fairly inglorious manner. They flogged them 6 for 255 batting first, and bowled them out for 76.
No real surprise there. I think that scorecard probably does reflect the difference between the 2 teams. I think a few of the Rendlesham boys managed to hit a few runs and hopefully used them all up. I think Zach Jones made quite a few again, and then quite a few boys made a 20 and a 30, so they're coming into some good form.
With the ball, Reid 3 for 11, Karga 3 for 19, and a White 2 for 41. Usual suspects there, getting rid of Millicent footballers. A very quick time for just 76. And the other game, 2 teams that were playing their last matches of the season. Robe taking on Beachport Ferner. Robe bowled out for 152, and as it turned out, that wasn't enough.
No, Beachport Ferner are probably that that little bit above the bottom three teams there as well. They've played some good cricket this year. It's just a matter of when a couple of boys are away from them, they drop away pretty quick. But when they've got a team out, they've looked pretty handy. And I think old Rigger McGrath produced with a nice, timely half-century to get them home.
Yes, he did. A couple of half centuries there. Walker as well. So 6 for 153 and finishing in 38.4 overs. Talk about a well-timed chase.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they always say, finishing an over early, and they've timed that perfectly. So well done to them.
Yeah. So that leads us to have a look at the ladder and how it all finished up. So Rendlesham, top of the pops, as we knew going into that final round. They were always going to finish there. Now we've got Millicent in position 2 on the ladder, Mount Burr 3rd, Townies 4th. That is your top 4. So 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. We'll get to that. Teams outside the top 4 whose seasons are over. Lucendale, 83.35 points, finishing in 5th spot. Basically a game out of the top 4. Beachport Ferner a further game back on 71.39 points. And Warriors slipped back to 7th after their loss to you guys, 71.08. Both of those sides had 4 wins for the year and maybe could have, perhaps the season might have promised a little bit more for them than it delivered.
Yeah, correct. I think it's probably where Warriors were for the where most people expect them to be, but I think Beachport Ferner are probably a team that probably under-delivered a bit. I think a bit more was expected of them, but yeah, like I said, once a couple of boys are away, they sort of fall away a little bit, and I think they were just away a little too much. And
8th on the ladder with 3 wins, Robe. They would be disappointed with their season, and Millicent footballers, let's be honest, their season never really got going. So that's the final positions on the ladder. It leads us now to semi-final action this weekend. And, well, your boys will be in the thick of it, but you've got the biggest of big tasks.
Yeah, and might as well get down the road first. Up against Rendlesham, they haven't lost all year, but we're going in quietly confident. A few guys starting to really play well. Foster's hitting his straps with the ball, and so is Josh Bull, who has actually been away both times we played Rendlesham. And then, yeah, with the bat, like I said, Rowan Hams making a few runs. Brody Foster's got a very good reputation in finals, even without making runs throughout the season. He tends to pull together in big games, and yeah, like I said, I've found some form in the last few weeks. So we're going in quietly confident, but you know, you got that Rendlesham team, it's full of class with Jake White leading them, and you know, Cargo with the ball and with the bat, and Zach Jones is absolutely smoking them at the moment too. So you're really going to have to watch out, and it's going to take our best cricket to beat them. Yeah,
they're all class at the end of the day. So you're going to have to be at your absolute best, as we know. But one thing you know about a team that bats as deep as Rendlesham does is you've got to be bowling well from ball 1 to the end of the innings. So if you can tie them down, it's trying to make sure whatever it is that they get, that you're capable of beating it. Yeah,
and I think we do have the bowling attack capable of doing that. I think last game we played them, we were on top up until Mason Redmond came in and smacked us around at the end. We had them scoring pretty slowly and had them under a bit of trouble with the wickets. So we're quietly confident with the ball. Obviously, Smarty out again this week is a massive loss with the ball and the bat, but we think we can cover him with what we have. And like I said, they haven't faced Josh Ball. He can be a bit intimidating the way he runs into the crease. So I'm expecting some big things out of my bowlers, and hopefully they come up.
And the other semi-final, Millicent hosting at Norm Facey. They're taking on Mount Burr. They beat them last week. I can't see any reason why they couldn't do that again, but you've got two sides there in Rendlesham and Townies who are no strangers to big finals, and Millicent and Mount Burr will probably be a little nervous, I reckon, both of these sides.
It's funny how it's worked out with Rendlesham and Townies, probably two teams being the finals and grand finals a lot over the years, and then the other finals for the two teams that haven't been around the mark as much. So it'll be an interesting game. Yeah, Millicent got over them last week, but you just never know. They've been pretty close all year, those two, and either of them could win on their day, no doubt about it. But I think with the home ground advantage, I think Millicent will just get over the top there.
Well, it should be a cracking round of matches. Next week we might just have a quick check-in and see what the kids are up to as well. What's happening with the juniors there in Narracourt at the moment? Are they wrapping up their season?
Yeah, so we have games on a Wednesday night, and that's all wrapped up. It's just sort of a little round robin, and the under-14s have been playing, and I think they've been going all right down the Mount, and a couple of other young fellas go and play for a Mount team in under-12s, and I believe they're in the grand final this Friday night, I do believe. So
good stuff.
Juniors going well, and I think the women's have got another scratch match in the next week or so. So, yeah, still a bit happening with the juniors and women's around Narracourt, which is creating a bit of interest still.
For now, all the best on Saturday, Matt. Hope you go well and look forward to checking in again next week to see how it's all gone.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, mate.